Everybody coming in. Like the stream, share the stream. I told y'all I was going to come up with a good ass stream today. Now, I talked about a little bit in my video today where I first spoke on this situation. I know it's baffling to some people, but we're going to get into it. And I first knew of Montana Yao at the time, the girlfriend of Malik Beasley, when, again, she got in the middle of his fight between him and Sua Cravens, who she was dealing with. I don't know if it was in a physical manner or maybe they've been cool, but the fact that they were getting into it in the hotel lobby, not hotel lobby, in the apartment lobby, lets me know that he believed that she was messing around or could mess around with Sua Cravens, or Sua Cravens wanted to get with her. Let me tell you something, bro. If a woman wants to get with a guy, she's going to get with him. Shout out to Vern85. Thank you, man. And when you look at this particular situation, I honestly believe, and I had to think about this. I say, why would he so blatantly be walking hand in hand with Larsa Pippen, man? Why would he do that so publicly? He got the situation going on where he's going to be facing charges for pointing that rifle at that family that was parked near his house. You know, the paraphernalia that was found, she actually took the charge for. But I think it could be something else going on. I think that Malik truly believes that she cheated on him with Sua Cravens. And because he ended up getting into a fight with Sua and losing, because Sua got the best of him, because Sua's a 225, Sua Cravens was about 6'1", 225, and he handled him. You know, even though he had more height on Sua handled him. And Sua bragged about it. I think he never got over that. And I think that he believes something went on. Even though he married her, I think that there's something that's been festering in him for quite some time. And this might have been his way of finally getting back at her. Because you have to ask yourself. You got to ask yourself, man, why would he be walking around hand in hand with a woman who's not his wife? Like, why do that? Why put yourself in a situation where people are going to see pictures of you out and about with her and they're going to know it's you? It doesn't matter that you're wearing a mask. People going to know it's you. And I think that in a way, Malik has never gotten over that incident, and it's kind of started to drive him over the edge. I mean, this guy just can't get out of his own way. Even though he just signed a $60 million contract with Minnesota, he relocated from Denver to Minnesota. You went and married this girl who I'm sure in the back of your mind, you truly believe she cheated on you. Now, I know people going to say, because I already said that, well, why would he marry her? Because things could be good. But listen, you have this whole quarantine situation going on. She could have slipped up again. Because everything could have been good after that situation with Sua. But maybe recently, things may have disintegrated between them. And she slipped back into maybe dealing with other guys. Because once again, why would you be out in public holding hands with Larsa Pippen, who a lot of people know? Not only that, he is actually following her sons on Instagram. By the way, Scottie Pippen Jr. is on Twitter liking a bunch of posts that is going off on her and praising him for what he has to deal with. And it seems to a lot of people that Scottie Pippen Jr. doesn't agree with what's going on, because he's liking a bunch of posts on his Twitter. And I'm pretty sure he's not the only one. So I want people to understand, I have said this. A lot of these athletes, when they're young and they're just getting into the league after a couple years, they should not be thinking about marriage. Because yeah, your girl's going to be on her best behavior. But once you put that ring on her finger, all bets are off. You already got, listen, you have certain women out here, right, that are so desperate for validation. They're so desperate to compete with the other women out here. They're so desperate to have them a basketball player or a football player. They're willing to get with just about anybody. And Larsa Pippen is that type of person. She's that type of person to go and hook up with these guys just because they're basketball players. She even admitted to getting with Tristan Thompson while she was still married to Scotty, man. You talk about not having no self-awareness. She ain't got no self-awareness. Her own children is turned against her. Her own son is tired of this. Who's in college now, who I'm sure is tired of the jokes, is tired of the BS. But she doesn't care because she's doing what she's always wanted to do. She was married to Scotty since the late 90s. And now she's able to have all this social media. She didn't have social media in the 90s when she got with Scotty. But now she has it, and she has good doctors, and she's able to live the lifestyle that she's wanted to live. She's truly going through a midlife crisis because she's alienating everybody around her, even her own family. But she doesn't care. She doesn't care how it looks. She just wants to go out there and have the lifestyle she's always wanted to have. Make sure y'all like the stream. Go ahead and like the stream, people. When your own son is calling you out, you know that's a problem. You know it's a problem. Now, I don't know if Montana, the wife of Malik Beasley, is telling the truth 100% that she had no idea that he was dealing with, other women. But if you look at her social media, and this was before the news broke, you look at her social media, she has no pictures of Malik. And this was before she was quote unquote blindsided. She had already taken this post down. You look at her Instagram, it's all about her. It wasn't like that before. Before they got married last year, she had posts of him and her. But now it's all about her because now everything is about her. Now she got what she wanted. She got the ring. She's with a basketball player that just signed the $60 million contract. This is why you don't put rings on the fingers of these young females who steal for everybody. And I'm telling you right now, it would not surprise me if he married her thinking that everything was going to be good just so she go out there and slip up again. I'm telling you, I think something happened that made him want to rebel against her or maybe even want to embarrass her. Because if you're not separated, first off, why have you removed all the posts of him off your page? And two, what would make him marry you and then go to Miami and walk around holding hands with 46-year-old Larsa Pippen? There are just certain women, right, who if you're an athlete, you may try to get with this girl and that girl, and they're all going to ignore you or turn you down, right? But there's a few that ain't never going to turn down an opportunity to get with an NBA player. They never going to turn out an opportunity to get with one of these rappers. That's why you see the same chicks with all these different dudes, because they always pick up the phone. They always answer the messages in the DMs. You could be a dude with no game at all, but as long as you're an athlete or a rapper with a blue check mark, flashing money, showing expensive cars, there's going to be certain women that's always going to give you attention. And those women are definitely for everybody. You know that they're going to always reply and always going to be ready and willing to get flown out. That's why you see these guys, because a lot of these guys don't really know how to talk to women like that. But they always know there's always going to be that one that's always going to respond. This is why you have females like Selena Powell constantly putting these dudes on blast, because again, these dudes don't know how to talk to women. But they always know if they go to Selena Powell, she's going to be ready and willing to fly out whenever. These dudes don't want to work for it. They want it given to them. You know? And that's how they get you, man. And that's how these dudes get caught up. Larsa probably did have people, around snapping photos, but they're in public. They look like they're at the mall or at some type of shopping center. And they're holding hands.
Thirst trapping seems to be on a whole new level in 2020.
Thanks, Abby. It's on something. Appreciate it. Like the stream, people. Honestly, man, this is why you don't make commitments when you're in your early 20s, when you're striving to build yourself up financially or whatever it is you're trying to do, because a lot of times you're not really ready to settle down. You want to be able to go out here and be single and enjoy your single life. So don't make commitments. But I understand if you have kids with a woman, you want to be able to make an honest woman out of her, right? You want to be because you know that if you break up, she's going to try to keep you from your kids. And I think that's what drives these guys to stay with women they really don't want to stay with like that. Not to say that he wouldn't want to be with Montana, but he also wants his freedom to do certain things. But when you got the CV going on and, people are out and when they see celebrities out, they're going to be more noticeable now more than ever. And this might be a situation. But this is why you got to be careful if you these athletes, man. You're making these commitments to women who, at the end of the day, may not really
it's not your fault, Scotty. Larsa Pippen is a bop.
Well, no, that's why I posted on Twitter. I said, I think he's glad he doesn't have to deal with her anymore. I think he's glad that he doesn't have to deal with that situation, the questions he was making fun of. People still may make fun of Scotty here and there. But, I mean, if a woman is who she is, there's nothing you can really do but be more careful of the moves you make,